Hello everybody and welcome to Simulate Gaming and welcome back to Sandy Bay here on Farming Simulator 17. It's been a few days since our last vlog. We've been working very hard here on the, where is she? See you later, Molly. Molly? She's not looking, she's ignoring me. It's been a few days here since our last vlog. We've been working hard behind the scenes and getting stuff done off camera, so we've not had time to vlog. But today, Billy Bob is been very busy for us because we've done pretty much all the fields. We just got to sit around now and wait for the fields to grow. We have got some jobs to do over the summer and over the rest of spring and stuff like that. But yeah, we're not going to be sitting around twiddling our thumbs because today we're heading down to someone you've actually met before. Old Man Jenkins is still around. He's still kicking around. He's very old now, but he's still kicking around. So we're going to go down and give him a hand today. A few of his trees in his garden are getting a little bit overgrown. And of course, it's he likes to chop his wood down for winter. So I've already gone ahead and at the hardware store picked up a chainsaw, which we're going to be using today. Billy Bob's very kindly put something on our Massey as well. So here he is. Here's Billy Bob. How you doing, buddy? So as you can see, he's put a safety cage on our Massey Ferguson. This is not welded to the frame like you would get probably in real life. It's only bolted, so we're going to take this off again later on. And we'll probably just put it over there or something. The John Deere we picked up is now up and running. We had an oil change and stuff like that, and she's now purring like a brand new tractor. We've of course got the beast over here as well. So let's go ahead and jump into the Massey. Thank you very much, Billy Bob, for that. Let's jump into her. Let's get the GoPro strapped to our head here, like so. And we're going to turn it on. Cheers, buddy. Right, so we do have to go ahead and pick up something from the store. We're not using Old Man Jenkins our equipment today because it just takes too long. So we do have to. In fact, we have to do something else before that. I'm just going to go ahead and get this ready though. We do have another task to do today, so we need to get into the transit as well. So what I'm going to do is park the Massey here because this has to go all the way down to the store in a second to pick up the piece of equipment that we are borrowing. Let's get it turned off here. Let's jump out. Like so. And we'll jump in to the transit. Now, do we need the transit or can we do it on the quad? I don't really want to drive the quad bike on the road, but we will do. We will do. We'll drive the quad bike on the road. So this has been working hard behind the scenes as well. I'll explain that in a future upcoming vlog. Let's go ahead and jump onto her. We'll get her booted up here. Now, this thing is weird to drive with the steering wheel, but never mind. Yeah, this is much more like it. We really need to go down the road, so it's not too far. Ooh, a bit of a bump there. So first thing we need to do is not going to take too long at all. We need to sell some eggs. So we're taking them down to the stable. They've asked for a load of eggs. Usually we take them down to the village, but they personally called us at the barn and asked for us to help them out. So let's go ahead and get the remainder of our eggs here. We already have some on us. Right, let's get that gate closed in case they run away. That one there was trying to run away then. Right, let's collect the rest of them that we have here. So we've actually got quite a lot already, all bagged up, ready to go. We just need to see what we've got today. So we should get a few squid for this, a few quid. Because like I said, we do have quite a lot in our backpack. In fact, I might be able to see how much is actually in our backpack before we head down, just so we know roughly how much money we're getting for all the eggs. I think that's all of them. Let's just quickly do another little run around and make sure. Oh, by the way, breaking the immersion a little bit, I finally fixed the jump button. So open doors and gates, of course, was also making this jump. I've now moved that to the right flappy paddle. So that shouldn't get in the way anymore. Let's go ahead and close the gate once again. I'm pretty sure we've got all of the eggs. Let's jump back onto the quad. Get her into reverse. Like so. And we're going to go out the secret side entrance here. Like so. So how you guys doing? Hope you are well. So it's been a few episodes since the last video. I'll explain that later on in a different video. Probably. Is anything coming? Wait, what way are we meant to be going? We're going to the stable, so I think it might be this way. I'm not used to coming out this entrance, but I think it is this way. Right, so let's go ahead and take this down to the stables. We'll see how much eggs we've got before we actually get rid of them, and see you guys in a second. Right, so we're coming up towards our location now. Here's the stable down. We actually managed to acquire 2 fields down here, by the way, from the bank. So it's going to be this one off here to our left, which is all ready to go. It's already seeded. I believe we've got barley in that. There's still a little bit of crop around the outside, which I can't actually get rid of. So I'm going to have to probably plough that out. But here is the stable. Let's go ahead and jump out of here real quick. Hope we're heading open the gates. We'll go find who we need to speak to. Actually, before we do that, let's see how much eggs we have in our backpack. Okay, so as you can see, we've got 40 exactly eggs in our backpack. So see how much we get for 40 eggs. Of course, the price is going to be a little bit unrealistic because it's farm sim, but 684 quid. Bit expensive for some eggs, but not to worry. Let's go ahead and close the gate behind us because we're not rude. So yeah, this is our field here as well, which we acquired off the bank. I'll quickly in fact, let's get onto the quad bike. I'll show you that. That's what we got it for, just for going around and looking at the fields and stuff. It's the whole reason we've really got this quad bike. So the gate's actually open, so good job we did come down here. So, like I said, we've got this field here, which I need to plough this bit of crop that the harvesters seem to have missed last year. I think it's going to be withered anytime soon. So that's now ready to go. It's all fertilised and stuff like that. We put nitrogen down on that. Okay, over here, as you can see, we've got some tram lines in the grass where we've put some nitrogen down on the grass. But this is just a grass field, so there's nothing to really look at in here. But you can see the tram lines where we did that. Bit obvious, actually. It's not very neat. Let's go ahead and close this. So I actually got that wrong. Billy Bob's not actually got around to this field just yet. It is cultivated, but it's not seeded, so I'll give him that task to do later on, probably. Give him a good chance to test out and get used to the John Deere. But with that said, let's head back to the yard and we'll kick off with today's main task. Right, so we're back at the yard right now. Now, we're actually going to use the quad bike a little bit longer because instead of just taking the transit van into here and then trying to manoeuvre it around the yard and stuff, we're not going to bother with that. So let's go ahead, head in to here. Now, I have a secret shed at the back of this farm, which is full of our equipment. So this equipment back here does not belong to the farm/bank. This is actually ours. So it's registered to a different company, not the farm. So hopefully it doesn't, but if the farm goes bust again, hopefully we won't lose this. Now, you guys are going to recognize this equipment from many vlogs that we've done together. And it's just around here. Now, there's some new stuff in here that we've acquired over the last few months. But all in all, you guys should recognise it as the original old stuff here. Now, we did sell the Unimog, that's the only thing. So here we go. This is some of our equipment. We've got the lawn care stuff. So we've got the push mower down here. Just a vast variety of trailers. This doesn't actually work just yet. We need to go ahead and fix the engine on this. We've also got our 2 zero-turn mowers. Our Amazon, which we've put hundreds of hours into probably. And also our newest product, the Husqvarna ride-on mower. So, what trailer do we want to use today? So, of course, we're doing some forestry. So, I'm thinking... Well, not forestry. We're taking down some trees. I'm thinking we might take this one down. It's a little bit bigger. This one's deeper. No, we're going to take this one, I think. This one looks a little bit more rugged. So, if we break it, it's not going to matter. This one here is way too small. So we'll go for a nice little middle ground here. Once again, we're only making firewood, so it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, we're going to go for this one. Not to mention, this is a ball joint, so we can actually put this one on the quad. Luckily, the transit van has both. In fact, that's a ball joint as well. So, yeah, we're going to go for the middle ground one. Oh, I'm in the wrong gear. Let's go ahead and get this moved in. So we can take this around with the quad bike, luckily. Like so. Let's jump out. We're actually stood on the excavator there. Still haven't put... the manual attached to my wheel. I need to do that at some point. Right, put her into forward. And we'll take her around to the transit van. So yeah, that just basically saved the transit van coming around here. Would have been it would have been easy, but a little bit more complicated. And of course, we don't have any cab blocking our view or anything, so... Now, the reason we're taking a reasonably small trailer is, of course, for the longer logs, we do have, of course, the... my voice is going. We do, of course, have the transit van as well, which we can use. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this here for now. Let's get that taken off. Let's just move the quad bike. We're going to put it back into the yard just in case anyone comes and steals it, because, of course, that is quite a hot piece of machinery on farms, especially in the UK. They seem to go missing quite a lot. Never mind. Let's go ahead and put that there. So we're now ready to go. So, of course, we do need to take the Massey Ferguson down to the store once again to get the piece of rented machinery that we're getting today. Let's go ahead and close that and lock it up. So, yeah, we've gone with this. There's no actual number plate on this, so we'd have to get one of them made at some point. But let's go ahead and jump into the transit van. We'll get it hooked up. I should make sure we did put the hitch on. We did. Okay, good. Right, so Billy Bob is now in the transit van ready to follow us down. We're going to take him with us, why not? Let's go ahead and get this door closed up. We'll get it turned on once again. We'll get our beacon light on because this is not the fastest tractor in the world. Are you ready, Billy Bob? Let's head down. Make sure he actually manages to follow us. So yeah, this cage is bolted on, so we can just take it off later on. It's I think it's like 4 torque bolts on each side. What's he doing? He's coming. I can see him in the mirror there. So yeah, it's 4 bolts on each side. So it shouldn't fall off. It's only there for a bit of safety anyway, so... Right, so down to the store. I'm checking my mirror there to make sure Billy Bob is getting around okay, and he seems to be fine. So, yeah, let's just head down to the store. I'll see you guys when we get there. Okay, so we're just arriving at the store now. I can't actually see Billy Bob in our mirror, so... Oh, there he is. He's right behind us, that's why. Right, so this shouldn't take too long whatsoever. We're going to go ahead and turn into the store here. And there is our piece of equipment. We came all the way this way just for a crane, but it should come in handy, I think. Tell you what we're going to do first. Just to save us some time, we'll let Billy Bob come into the yard properly here. Like, come on. Right, there we go. Well, that should do. That should do him. Push the wrong button then. Right, so hopefully the Massey can handle this. It is a little bit on the heavy side, this crane, but like I said, it shouldn't be an issue. Now we'll get this reversed up. Hooked up. Oh, it's a little bit heavy, but once we move this thing in, we should be fine if I can work out how to do it. Still getting used to the controls on this thing. It's all levers and ratchets, so or levers and cranks. So I'm still getting used to this. So that's rotate. That's obviously up and down, left and right. There we go, that's what we were looking for. We're going to fold that in. We'll bring it up. Like so. Awesome. So that should hopefully stop us from tipping over, at least. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? Yeah, okay, we're getting no rocking anymore, which is good. So now, we're going to switch. Whereas, as you can see, we're now in the transit van. Acting as Billy Bob. Right, let's head out of here. We haven't got too far to go until we get to Old Man Jenkins' house. If you watched Series 1 and you remember that video, then you know exactly where we're going. He still lives in the same place. In fact, I think we've been there in this video, in this series as well. We dropped some eggs to him at some point. Can't remember what episode that was, though. Right, let's go ahead and wait here a minute, because I cannot see the Massey. Right, get ready. So we are now just arriving at Old Man Jenkins' mill. I was about to say house, it's technically a mill. We're going to head up his driveway. As you can see, it's a little bit overgrown since we were last here. Of course, when we last came here, it was early spring, so none of the leaves actually grown on the trees, but yeah, so here's some of our... In fact, there's no point in actually going up to the mill, because we've already briefed ourselves with him, and he knows roughly which ones we're taking, so he basically wants the majority of this done. He wants to save some for next year, obviously. Basically, what he does is he cuts the wood down as firewood and gives it to all the old people. So he's a very nice man. Very selfless, not selfish. Right, there's Billy Bob out and sorted, ready to go. Let's go ahead and jump back into ourselves. Right, awesome stuff. So we're not actually going to be needing the crane just yet. That's for the bigger like bits that we can't lift ourselves and that aren't going to make really good firewood, like the big like base of it, basically. So that's going to be going... We're probably going to put the long ones in here, obviously, and we'll probably get rid of the big fat ones in here, though it might be a little bit heavy, so we might have to put this on the back of the Massey Ferguson at some point, and then collect this later. But anyway... Let's go ahead and switch to our chainsaw real quick. So, unfortunately, we've got no way of reaching the top. So what we're going to do is cut the tree down and then do that. Of course... We're parked there, so we want to ideally cut this way. Now, I'm not going to do this realistically, because every time I do this realistically, the tree falls the completely opposite direction because farm sim. And we're not going to cut it too low because we actually want to be able to see the stump, so we can get rid of the stump as well at some point. So at a very, very, very slight angle here in hopes that farm sim... Yeah, there we go. I was about to say in hopes that farm sim actually knows which way to go. Right, let's go ahead and get rid of these side branches real quick. These are probably going to be the ones that get turned into firewood, if I'm being honest. These little off branches here. Let's get rid of the shrubs now. This one actually should be so light that we can actually carry this one, although I don't think it's actually going to let us. Okay, we'll try that again in a minute. So we're going to leave these ones here because at the moment they're currently holding the tree up. So what we're going to do is, once again, this one here, we'll get rid of the shrub on that. Let's go ahead and climb up to here. We'll get rid of this bit of shrubbery on this branch here. Like so. And we'll cut this one. So I know a lot of you people that watch these vlogs don't like forestry too much, but this is just something we have to do. So this one actually has to pick up. The other one must be a little bit glitched out by the look of it. In fact, what we're going to do is jump in to the transit real quick. There we go. So now we have the sides off this. So this one here is a pretty good one. We're probably going to cut it in half at some point. We just don't want to do it here. So let's go ahead and plop you there real quick. So yeah, we're going to put the big fat ones into here. And then we'll put the ones that we're actually going to probably use as firewood in the back of the transit. Once again, we do need to cut the stump at some point as well. Watch this. Very unsafely climb up this tree. Where can we cut this one? This one actually divides up into many different pieces. So what we're going to do is climb across this one here real quick. We're trying not to fall off. Hopefully health and safety don't come. This isn't the most safest way to do this by all means. So let's go ahead and cut this one down. Now that one's way too long to put into our truck. So what we're actually going to do real quick, I'm going to use a little tool as something a little bit, well, not what it's meant for. So we're going to stand here, we're going to do Alt and right click to measure the back of the bed. And it's about, we're going to round it off to about 4 meters. So 4 meter trunks we want. So let's go ahead and once again, we'll start about here. We're going to go all the way up to 4, and that was dead on. So what we're going to do now is cut about here. And it's still quite a thin branch, so we should be able to actually pick this one up ourselves. Yes, we can. Good. I'll put this into the back of the transit. It'll be a little bit heavy, but nothing... I'll just chuck that by accident. I was trying to turn off the measuring tool then. Let's go ahead and plop you down. Are you a little bit big? No, we measured that pretty good. Though we didn't do it all the way up to the edge. We rounded it off, so there's a bit of maneuverability if it wants to close the back doors and stuff at some point. So where's the remaining bit? Where is that the end? Is that on 0? It's actually curved, but it's about 4.42. It might work because the end's curved. It might just slip into there. But yeah, not a bad setup. It's not what we usually use when we're doing forestry. We usually use some 3-point equipment, but as we don't actually want to, we basically usually when we're doing forestry for ourselves, we usually turn it into wood chips just because it's easier. But seeing as he wants firewood out of this, we're not going to bother. We're actually going to cut that here without trying to damage the bed. There we go. It's a bit better. Right, let's carry on with this, and we'll see how we get on. everybody, so we've now got rid of most of the branches. The only ones we've got left now are the ones that are being used currently as stabilizers. So we're going to take these down. Hopefully we don't crush our feet by doing so. Now, I kind of thought we'd get at least 2 trees onto the transit van, but... Oh, then they fell on our feet then. It's looking pretty full already, and that's only 1 tree, so... Yeah, I'm not 100% sure whether we're going to get another tree. We might have to do more than 1 trip. Now, the reason we're not cutting these into smaller bits for firewood is because we're going to take these back to the yard and do them either later on in this vlog or a different vlog, because we do need a tractor for that. This is probably about 4 meters here. Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and just chuck that in the back there anyway. Yeah, it's about 4 meters. Good. Look at that one's quite short. Now, there is... Where did the other branch go? Okay, so I found the missing branch. It was actually underneath the actual made a log of the tree, so... Now, trying to think, the Massey Ferguson's probably not going to like this very much, but obviously we're not going to be using this as firewood, so we probably should have chipped this up, but this is even too thick for the chipper, so I'm not really sure what we plan on doing with this, but we'll do our best. We're going to have to cut this into lots of little tiny bits. Like I said, Massey Ferguson's going to struggle with this, because we don't actually have anything light enough for that. I'm surprised we managed to do that without burning up the chainsaw then. So this is what I like to call the knuckle of the tree. This is the heaviest part, apart from obviously the base. This is where all the branches come off it, and it tends to be pretty heavy. So we're going to cut that into pretty small bits there. This bit here we can go a little bit more lenient with. Probably about there. It's probably way too heavy anyway. And before we go any further, let's see if we can actually do this. So we'll cut it there. Hopefully the chainsaw once again doesn't burn out. So we've actually got some smaller branches, but they're sat underneath. There's the stump that needs removing at some point. So we'll jump into the Massey. Let's get the GoPro attached to our head again. Cool. So let's see if we can handle this. I'm going to assume straight away the Massey Ferguson's just going to tip backwards. We might have to get ourselves a front weight at some point. I'm going to try and keep it quite close to the cab, hence why we've had the cage put on here. Now we're going to try the knuckle first of all. Because even though it's probably the heaviest bit, we've got it cut into quite a small piece, so it should work out okay-ish. Right, there we go. We're going to do this in third person, so you guys can actually see what's going on, and I won't break my neck with the head tracking. See if we can get a little bit close there. Like I said, I don't want to extend the boom too much. Now, can we lower this? I thought this thing had feet. Oh, it does have feet. There we go. So we've got some stabilization there. Let's go ahead and learn how to use this thing. So once again, I think it was that. Yeah, there we go. Rotate it like this. Open her up like so. No, let's go that way. Now, do we have an extender? Let's rotate. Right, so we got the first piece there. I don't know if that's going to be in the video or not, because I was actually trying to work out how we can extend the boom. I'm not sure I got that mapped out, you know. Now we're going to need 4-wheel drive for this, just to give it a little bit of boost. Now, like I said, I don't want to lift it up too high. She's actually handling this pretty well so far. This is just a very, very small piece. Still very heavy, but only small, so we'll see how she gets on in a second. So let's go ahead and we're going to reverse, obviously, up to the trailer here. Like so. So, wrong one. It's going to lift it up. Because we're using hydraulic levers and stuff as opposed to electronic like we're used to in the more modern tractors, it's a little bit hard to get used to this. So that should be done right there-ish. Now what you do now is open her up. There we go. That's the first piece done. And we'll go see if we can collect the other piece. Now, that trailer is actually a lot smaller than I thought, so we're going to try and get the other half of the knuckle. We're going to try and get the back bit done first of all. See if we can actually lift that / put it into the trailer. So this is what happens when you're on a very, very tight budget on the farm. Now, there's probably going to be some people that are watching this and say, get this, get that, the Scorpion, for example. Not going to work. We're on a huge budget, cannot afford that. So we rented this crane for about 400 quid. And that's all we can basically deal with right now. So there's that. Let's get it lowered down like so. We'll rotate. Like, how was it actually looking inside? Pretty useless, to be fair. Let's get that rotated like that. We'll go down. We'll close her up. Oh, wrong way. Everything's inverted on these old hydraulic levers and stuff. But we seem to be handling it pretty well. I didn't even put the support struts down then, so Yeah, we're not doing too bad. In fact, this tree looks like it's got a disease. Has this tree got a disease? What is that? Yeah, I think this tree had a disease. Oh, good job we are cutting it down. I do not fall out. It's going to fall out, isn't it? Of course it's going to fall out. It's farm sim. Right. Stop. Nice and gently reverse this thing in. Let's get it lifted up here. Now, how do I do this again? It was that, wasn't it? Yep. Okay, now what I'm going to do real quick before we actually drop this in is get a quick thumbnail. I'll see you guys in just a second. Right, there we go. Let's go ahead and, if I can remember how to do it, we'll get this thing open. The claw open. There we go. There's a bit of weight on that already. So we're actually doing alright. I thought this was going to go a lot more horribly wrong than it has been. So let's go ahead and probably pick up the rest of the knuckle because we haven't actually cut any more off this main branch just yet. Now, the whole reason we want to do this, of course, is see if we can get that last branch out here. I'm going to try this one in first person just for a bit of trivia. Now, I'm probably going to get a bad neck by doing this, but not to worry. Let's see if we can lower that down. We're going the wrong way. Right, let's get that rotated down and lowered. About there, maybe? Is that in? No. No, it's not. Alright, try that again, shall we? Let's go back up a little bit more here. Like so. Get it closed down. Oh, my bad. Cool. Is it going to hang in there? No pun intended. Oh, we actually have a camera on the back of this thing. We have our GoPro strapped to the back. I did not realise that, so we might use that next time. So let's see if we can get this knuckle put into the trailer as well. And we'll have to cut more off in a second. We're probably not going to get the whole thing in here, but as long as we can get that remainder of the branch, we are done. And we're probably going to cut the rest of the firewood later on as well. Save us doing another tree today. It's going to be a bit of a long process, this, but we'll get that. Oh, it's not quite in. I'm wondering if now we can... Oh, wrong way. I need to invert the controls at some point. I might see how to do that. Hopefully it's just a case of switching some hoses around, but I'm not sure. There we go. That's now done. Oh, now is that bit of branch free? Now I might even just pull it off with this... with the claw. And no, it's not free just yet. So what we're going to do is switch to the rear GoPro, like so. I didn't even realise we had this. Right, we're going to try and lift this thing off. Now the Massey Ferguson's definitely going to struggle because this is way too heavy for us. But all I want to do is basically scrape it off. Now we can actually rotate that like that GoPro. Let's go ahead and... that's the wrong way again. Ah, too heavy, I think. We'll give it one more go. Right, let's lower it down. Like so. Now, let's try that again. Close her up. Come on. Nah, it's too heavy. Although we have actually freed the branch, so that wasn't necessarily a big waste of time. I'm going to actually get that moved out the way and lowered down in case it falls down on our heads in a minute. Safety first. Right, so here we've got the final branch out from underneath the main log there. This transit van should be able to handle this, if I'm being honest. Oh, stay! No. I really hope they fix this in 19. Right, so we probably could have got a couple more bits in, but what do you guys reckon? Not that you can answer me because it's not a live stream, but if that was a bit neater, we could have got another tree into there, but not to worry. Let's go ahead and throw our straps over now as best as we can. There we go, that's now done. Once again, we'll throw them straps onto this one as well. That one doesn't really do anything, but saves it rolling out. Cool. So yeah, all we need to do now is we need to do like 4 trees, I think we agreed on. So I'm not going to do them all in this video, don't worry. But we're going to have to cut this up again later on. Get the stumps removed. Don't forget about the stumps. Now what I'm going to do real quick is get that turned off. We'll get the beacon light off. So that's now waiting for us when we come back. Billy Bob, tell you what, I'm going to go speak to Old Man Jenkins. You can get rid of the logs, okay? Cool. Right, everybody, so we've had a change of plan here. Now, we were going to take these back to the farm and then do them, but we decided, as you can see, we have sent Molly down in the T-Dub. So the T-Dub has a bit of a forestry, well, it's actually an Old Man Jenkins machine, but it was at our yard. So she's going to head and bolt that down, very nice of her. You can see it's myself and Billy Bob waiting down here. Cool. Now, hopefully we don't lose this. We could have done with actually mowing the grass beforehand, because it's going to get pretty small pieces coming down here in a minute. So let's go ahead and lower this table. We're going to leave the engine on, of course, because we need the PTO running. Right, this is us. Okay, thanks, Molly. So what we need to do first of all is get the PTO connected here, like so. Now we'll jump into it and we'll get... I see the RPMs coming up there, 1400. Not too bad. Now I can't remember how to use this thing. Well, so as you can see, this PTO is now spinning. Let's get the safety off this. So yeah, we decided to do this here. I know we said we're going to take this down to the yard, but we've changed our minds. So let's get the strap off real quick. And we're going to go with the small pieces first of all. Like this bit on top right here. And we're going to see if we can get ourselves some good firewood out of this. So probably should put down another trailer as well, but not to worry. I'm probably going to do the doors up on that. Right, so we want it about that big, I reckon. There's one. Okay, we've actually lost half of that. What should we do with this? We'll make a... Sorry, we'll make a pile for now. They're going to be really light anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Molly, you could go get a trailer, actually. If I'm being honest. Yeah, you can go get a trailer in a second. Right, let's try to chop this one in half. There we go, that's what you call a good bit of firewood there. Put you nice and neatly down like that. I have a feeling if I chop you in half, this is just going to disappear, but we'll try it anyway. Oh, no, it actually worked. There we go. Once again, these are going to be cut with an axe into like halves or quarters, whatever we decide to do with them. So these are perfect size. We just need to cut them into halves now, which is pretty good. Right, once again, we're going to go ahead and first of all cut this one in half like that. It's probably a little bit too big. So we're going to cut it again. Well, it's not a little bit too big, it is way too big. So let's go ahead and see if we can do this one. Probably in half again. Wait for me. Okay, that one's just did its own thing. There we go. Chop it into nice bits of firewood. I just flung that one halfway across the map. There we go. Should say some of it's just vanishing into thin air. Kind of ruins the immersion a little bit, but there we go. Just once again, these are still too big for my opinion for firewood. As someone who owns a log fire, a little bit too big. Right, there we go. That one actually didn't disappear nicely. That one's actually stuck inside the blade. Come on, you. These are perfect. These ones that we're actually putting into this pile here are actually perfect. That one's gonna... See, I want to cut this in half, but I have a feeling this one's going to disappear as well. We'll give it a go. Actually, no, it didn't. I'm very impressed. Like I said, it would have been easier if we'd done this on concrete or something, which is why we wanted to take it back to the yard, but it wasn't worth the diesel in the end. At least we put them into a nice, neat pile here. So it's kind of a waste of time loading up the transit, but not to worry. We're actually going to cut this bit in half here. There we go. Let's get this back bit so we can actually lift it. Cool. They're going to disappear? No, that's actually good. We're doing some pretty good stuff here. By the way, if you are still watching, let me know. By the way, if you are still watching this far, let me know. Hashtag Old Man Jenkins down in the comment section. Let me see who the full video crew are tonight. Meanwhile, let's get this little bit here done. Oh, that one's a bit thick, but might be a bit of a pain to burn that one, but never mind. This one here, perfect. So yeah, we're just getting a nice little pile of firewood. Like I said, whoever we give these to is probably going to cut them into quarters or halves. I personally prefer quarters because it's easier to burn in real life. Let's go ahead and cut this one down the middle here without damaging the transit. He lifted the transit van up then because I'm so muscly. There we go. That one's probably do this one in quarters maybe. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. Is it even going to work? Okay, that one's on the minimum now. Not to worry. I mean, it's not the biggest one we've got there. Let's drop that one down. Are you going to cut in half? No, once again, that one's on the minimum. Right, okay, so we've now finished our first load, as you can see. So what we're going to do is put the cover back on that, which we've just done. Let's get the PTO disengaged. I wait for it to stop spinning, and then for safety reasons, let's disconnect it. Because it's not like it's a spinner on the back of this thing, a spreader. It's a very hard drill, so we're not going to bother with that. So what we need to do now is in fact, we can get the whole tractor turned off here. There we go. Okay, what we can do now is load this up onto the transit van, and we'll actually take it down and sell our first load. Right, everybody, so we've now chopped up the little pile of wood that we had on the back of the truck and recut it into actual firewood here. Saves us taking it somewhere else. It's now all stacked into the back of the truck. As you can see, when you've got it cut up into firewood, it looks a lot less. So that's good. We probably could have got a lot more in now. I'll bear that in mind for next time. But let's quickly, for now, get all the straps on. I don't think there's one in between there. We also have the rear trailer ready to go. So here's our first load of firewood. Basically, now we're going to take it down to the sawmill. They'll probably let it dry out for about, 6 months maybe? Something like that. Or just be in storage. Let's get the GoPro reset. So Molly and Billy Bob is going to wait here looking after the stuff, because we need to continue this after the video as well. We're going to do probably about 3 more trees. If you are interested in seeing more of this, do let me know in the comment section. I'll try and make forestry as interesting as possible, because as you guys probably know, it's not the most interesting thing to watch. But yeah, we try and make it a little bit interesting here when we vlog that. But we've got a nice little wood convoy here going on, which is nice. So we're going to go ahead and take this down to the sawmill. The sawmill's only around the corner. It's actually at the train station for all the goods import and export, which is not too far away from here. It's quite far away from the farm, but luckily not from Old Man Jenkins' house. So let's go ahead and take that down to there. So yeah, I do apologise that we've technically loaded up the van twice. I was going to, originally the plan was to fill up the transit van with, that was a little bit too fast, Simulate slow down. It was originally to fill up the transit van with the logs and then take them back to the farm and then turn them into small firewood logs things. But we decided that's probably a waste of time, so we just did it there and then. Got Molly to bring down the T-dub with the table saw attached to it. Ooh. There we go. Nicely done. Let's get that turned off a second. So here we go. Here's the import-exports for Sandy Bay. There's quite a few things they've got down here, but more importantly, this is where the main wood distributor is. So where do they want our firewood? Can't remember. It's been a while. By the way, just while we find this, a little bit of backstory if you're still watching. Old Man... Okay, we found it. We found it. It looks like we've just kind of driven past it, actually. Oh, I know what that is. That's the water one. Never mind, we don't want to do that. We want the storage one, because they're going to put it into storage and sell it off as firewood. Now, usually Old Man Jenkins used to do this himself, but he's got old now, so he doesn't bother, so he just supplies the wood to somebody else. There's the storage over here. Let's go ahead and drive through here. The rear one's working, but not the... Well, what's going on here? Right, so we're here. Let's go ahead. We've got rid of the trailer ones already. You can see they're now good to go. Let's go ahead and take the straps off these bits of firewood here. And we're going to do something quite unrealistic. Well, it's not unrealistic. This is actually what I do in real life, but... we're going to go ahead and put this into reverse. Slam on the brakes. There we go, that's working. Probably not the best for health and safety, but for some reason it's not working otherwise. So let's go ahead. Once again, we'll get this in to reverse. Slam on the brakes. Oh, it's actually working. So yeah, I wouldn't say it's unrealistic. It's not what you do in a professional environment, but never mind. It's working, that's the main thing. Don't think it's just fast enough. Oh, it kind of is actually. We'll do the rest by hand now. Alright, let's get out the van. And let's pull these remainder ones off real quick. Get off the van, you. Hello? Get off the van. And finally, the last one. There we go. So let's quickly, one more thing we have to do is we'll get into the transit van once again. Let's get the doors folded up here. Like so. Put it back into reverse a minute. We need to pick up the trailer once again, because like I said, I'm going back up to do more of that now. But I'm going to go ahead and leave the vlog here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, let me know if you do want to see more work for Old Man Jenkins. I'll try and make it interesting as I can. Do things a little bit differently maybe. We might change our technique every time as well. We'll just see what equipment we've got available and stuff, and see what's the most efficient way of doing it. So it's not going to work that way, is it? Dang it, there's too many attacher joints on the back of that. Right, let's get that lifted up. So yeah, thank you very, very much for joining me in this episode. If you did enjoy it, please slap that thumbs up button. It really does mean a lot. Hit subscribe to see more from myself. I've been Simulate Gaming, and I'll see you in the next one.